To Italy, Greece, Spain, France, or somewhere else fun in the world, or USA, now is a great time to book before the crowds hit and save. Plus, with a strong U.S. dollar, you'll get more travel bang for your buck. Right now is a smart time to make your reservations and call low-cost airlines. With one phone call, you can let us do all the work for free. We'll shop hundreds of airlines, hotels, resorts, and give you a way to save huge money on your vacation plans. And if you call right now, we'll give you a free hotel room with a qualified travel purchase. So call right now.
800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. That's 800-704-1662.
Listen, you can't handle the truth.
It's about to go off.
Live from the WNSR Strike and Spare Studios.
Just a bit outside.
It's the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Show me the money!
Call now at 615-844-5600.
Oh, righty then.
Now, the McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
And a good Friday afternoon to you. And yes, it is time for the McFarland Show here on WNSR. Darren McFarland, Justin McFarland.
Yes, sir.
Here with you on this beautiful. Oh, wait a minute. No. Gorgeous. No. Rainy, gray.
It is if you're a dolphin.
It's,
it's. You gotta love this.
If you enjoy canoeing.
If you're a dolphin or a penguin,
it's a beautiful day.
This is nice.
Hey, some folks over at the Nashville Zoo are enjoying
Loving this.
Loving it.
This is fantastic. If you're a polar
bear probably loves
you're
it.
You're doing this today.
Yeah.
Bring on more.
Even some of the safari animals, they don't get a lot of rain.
Yeah, this is cool.
Right?
Depends on who you are. But yeah, if you're the typical mammal, then no, probably not.
No.
It's not the best day of all time. But gotta look at it from those who enjoy it. There's somebody out there who's loving this today.
We're gonna try to bring some sunshine to your life because it is rainy and gray outside. It's warm though. At least it's warm.
It is.
We're getting warm temperatures.
It is warmer.
This weekend is supposed to be really nice.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like temperature wise.
Well, depends on what you define as nice.
Isn't it supposed to get
like 80,
high 80s?
If you like 89 degrees, but it depends on how high you like it. Like, for me, somewhere between 77 and 83 is enough. North of 83, now it's just hot. So it just depends on where you are. So if you like 89, like some people like 89, 93. Some people like it like that. That's a little bit much for me. So it just depends. Depends on where you are.
You must love July and August.
Oh, boy. Yes, that's my favorite
Your
time of year.
favorite time of year.
Yes. The air conditioner is my best friend. Yes. But
those studios can get a little bit warm, can't they?
Yes,
all the
they
lights
can. Well, we've gone LED now, so it's not as bad as it used to be.
That helps.
You used to melt back in the day, but not anymore.
Well, the schedule reveal is out.
It is.
It's done. It's in the books. What'd you think?
I mean, I will say this. The NFL releasing the opponents kind of takes the bite out of this a little bit. I remember when we literally had no idea who they were going to play until the schedule came out. And that had a lot more suspense to it. But since the opponents were out already and they're already out for next year, basically, it's just a matter of when. So I think the schedule's okay. It's got a nice bye week, early, not in the middle where you kind of want it, but it's not week 14 either, like it's been in some years. So, it's good enough. It'll work. They've got the 3 dreaded road games in the middle of the year in November. The Titans are going to leave town in late October, and they won't be back home for nearly a month. 3 straight road games in November, which is tough. But 3 of the last 4 at home. Including the season closer, the season finale at home as well. So, overall, it gives them a fighting chance here.
A fighting chance, you say?
I mean,
okay.
it's not a killer schedule. It's not,
No, I would agree with that.
But then again, we knew they weren't going to get a killer schedule based on the opponents that they had in line for this year.
Well, and they had a bad record, so that's how it works.
Yeah.
You have a great record, your schedule strength is supposed to be tough.
Yeah.
You were mediocre, you get a lighter schedule. If you stunk, which they didn't stink,
No.
then you get a easier path.
The
easier schedule.
winning percentage says it's the fifth worst, or fifth, and how you look at it, but the fifth lowest winning percentage of the opponents of any team in football. So, but I also don't put a lot of credence in that because we don't know what a team is going to be from one year to the next. You have no idea. The Browns could be great this year. We don't really know.
Right. Very true. You brought up the buys. I was looking at the bye weeks.
Yeah.
Breaking down. So they start at week 5. They end at week 14, which I do think is just an awful time to get your bye week. And that'll be the Commanders. And, I'm sure the league's like, you're going to act silly, then we're going to punish you and give you a week 14 bye. Washington and Arizona are the 2 week 14 buys. I also think week 5, probably a little too soon. I get it. You have to spread this out. Week 5, 4 teams in week 5. The Browns, the Chargers, the Seahawks, and the Bucks. And for fantasy purposes, there's probably a lot of meat in there. That's probably not going to be a good bye week for fantasy football.
Yeah, you bring up an excellent point on that.
Week 6 is Green Bay and Pittsburgh, so just 2 teams. Also some interesting there. Week 7 is the Titans bye week. There are 6 teams. In fact, there's one other week where there are 6. So there are 2 weeks where there are 6 teams on a bye. Week 7, which is the Titans bye week, has the Titans, the Jets, the Texans, the Cowboys, the Bengals, and the Carolina Panthers. Speaking of not a good bye week for fantasy people.
No.
That will definitely not be a good week.
Be some changes on the roster.
Jets, Titans, Texans, Cowboys, Bengals, Panthers.
Yeah.
That's in week 7. There are no bye weeks in week 8. Week 9 has the Broncos, the Lions, the Jags, the 49ers. Week 10, the Chiefs, the Rams, the Dolphins, the Eagles. Ooh, that's a big one.
Wow.
Week 11, the Falcons, the Colts, the Saints, the Patriots. Week 13 is the other one with 6 teams. So week 13, Ravens, Bills, Bears, Raiders, Vikings, Giants.
Well,
how about that?
The problem is the London games and the Germany games. And you typically give teams buys after those games. And that's going to dictate where some of these buys have to fall. And so it's not as simple as just making sure everybody's got equity with their buy or, putting an equal amount of teams off each week. Not if you're going to have these international games.
Yeah. Was there 5 total? What? 2?
I think so.
2 in Germany, 3 in
London.
3 in London.
Yeah. So, if you're going to have those games, you can bring them back and ask them to play next week. But, it's I think a couple teams did that last year just to try to avoid it. But, it's a lot to ask of a football team. So I'm not sure if that's the best route to go. But, it is what it is. They'll take it when they get it here early on for the Titans. And then, they'll have to grind it out down the stretch. And hopefully they won't get the injuries that they've had in the last couple of years. Hopefully they can find a way to fix that problem over there. So, the bye week won't be as crucial because the bye week over the last 2 years has been just critical because it's been a mash unit. So they needed a bye month to get over some of the things they've had the last couple of years. So, it's nice though. And, the opener against New Orleans is interesting because you don't know what New Orleans is. You have no clue.
Well, and it's on the road, too. So they will start off in New Orleans at the Caesars Superdome.
Yes.
And it's the first time that they've been down in New Orleans since 2015.
Yes. The last time they went down there, right? You remember that game? 2015? What was significant about that game? That was Mike Mularkey's first game as head coach. He was the interim head coach.
Titans,
They won that game.
they won.
Yes.
And, of course, this year they'll be all eyes because they did sign Derek Carr. So it'll be Derek Carr
Yes.
for the Saints.
This will be his debut.
Yeah, it'll be his debut.
And again, we don't know what the Saints are going to look like. I have no idea.
No.
I don't know what you got.
Well, we know that they typically have had a really good defense. They had a really good defense last year. Their offense was awful. But now they've got Derek Carr.
Yeah.
And so we'll see.
Alvin Kamara is still there, but
Well, he'll be healthy.
Yeah.
I think.
You would think.
But he gets hurt a lot.
I don't know who's catching the ball for them. Like, I don't know their receivers down there anymore. I mean, they had Michael Thomas for years.
Do they still have him?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's.
Yeah, I know he got hurt, though.
He's been so off the radar and off the grid for years. So that'll be week 1 down in New Orleans. Then they'll have their home opener in week 2, and they will welcome the L.A. Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time they opened up a season with the Chargers was in 2013, and the Titans won 20-17.
Yeah. Okay. It's been a little while. Okay. No,
so that'll be. I mean, that'll be a good one for the home. For everybody. A Justin Herbert coming to town.
Yeah.
Good way to start off. Look, this is what we know about Titans and Chargers. If they go out there, it's not pretty. It's not good. For whatever reason, they have whether it's San Diego or L.A., they have hardly had any success out there.
Not gone well. No.
It's gone better here than certainly out west.
Yes.
That we do know. Then in week 3, they will be in Cleveland to take on the Browns. And I was there, I think the last time
in Cleveland.
The last time they were in Cleveland when they opened up the season. That was what was that, 2019?
2018 or 19, yeah.
I think it was 2019. I went up there.
One big up there.
They did.
43-13 or something.
Well, it really wasn't. They pulled away. It was a very close game, and then they opened up a can.
Yeah.
In the second half, and especially the fourth quarter.
A couple of big Derrick Henry runs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Delaney Walker had a big game.
Walker, yeah.
But yeah, I was there. Took the wife and son. That was their first ever road experience. And actually it was cool because they had tickets right there on the tunnel. I sat up in the press box, and they had tickets right there by the tunnel where the Titans came in and out of.
Yeah.
And at the end of the game, several players came by, and one gave my son some gloves.
Sure.
Another one gave him some sweatbands.
Okay.
It was cool.
Yeah.
So he got some swag.
Neat experience.
Yeah. So he loved it. I mean, that was well worth the trip right there. And of course, we got friends and family up there.
Absolutely.
So it was a fun trip. We went to at the time, my buddy, his son played for Akron. He was the punter for Akron. He then transferred to OU. Yeah. And we went to a Zips UAB game on Saturday.
Zips versus Blazers.
And the Zips were bad. I left that game going, man, I'm glad your son is the starting punter. He gets to punt a lot because this team is horrible.
Man.
And it played out. They were maybe the worst team in the country, and UAB beat them that day. So that was on Saturday, and then the next day we went to the Titans-Browns.
Very, very cool.
So, yeah, week 3 they'll be back in Cleveland to take on the Browns. Then they'll be back home. So doing a little road, back home to take on Cincinnati. So those first 4 games, not easy.
No.
At all.
No, it's a real mixed bag. New Orleans is a mixed bag. You don't know what they are. I know Chargers are trying to be better and more consistent than what we saw last year. The Browns, you don't know what they really are either. You think they may be good-ish, but nobody really knows. Cincinnati.
Well, you want to see the big. I mean, we all know what the big question mark is, right? Well, what is Deshaun Watson going to be?
Yeah.
Is he going to be? I don't think anybody thinks he's ever going to return to form, but can he be a lot better than he was when he started? In week 12 or week 13, whenever it was.
Well, they're hoping the rust is all the way off now.
Right.
He's had a full off season.
Yep.
No more court and all that stuff. All that stuff is over. He can focus just on football and himself and doing all that stuff. So you're hoping you'll see more like the guy that played in Houston. You won't see the same guy, but a guy that looks a lot more like him than what we've seen the past couple of years. But what does that even mean? What does that look like in Cleveland? We know what it looks like in Houston with, some of the receivers they had, but what does it look like in Cleveland? And we really don't know the answer to that. We know they have a solid running game, but what does that look like? With Deshaun Watson at quarterback, are they going to be, trying to force the offense to flow through Deshaun Watson, or are they going to continue to run the ball like they have been doing? We don't know what Cleveland is. We have no idea. Cincinnati has been more consistent. I think we have an understanding of what Cincinnati is. Now, I personally think the Titans win that game when they beat Cincinnati.
Really?
And the only reason the only reason I believe that is because the Titans kind of owe Cincinnati one at this point. That's it. I don't have any football scientific. I don't have a breakdown. There's no matchup. I'm like, well, I'm looking at the key matchup here, left tackle against the no. At this point, if the Titans want to be anywhere near consistent as far as being a playoff team for real, they've got to get the Cincinnati, thing off of them.
Well, I'll just tell you what's going to happen. They're going to be in the stands. They've already proven that.
Oh, the Bengals?
Oh,
fans?
yeah. They're going to be gobbling up
They
tickets.
love coming down here.
They love
coming down
There's
here.
going to be...
And they're going to be loud and proud, too.
As many people... They're going to gobble up as many tickets as they can, and then they're going to be buying them off fans that already have tickets because they're willing to pay premium dollars.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be easily 10,000, 15,000 in the stadium.
Oh,
easily.
I think it's more than that. I think it's going to be...
Easily.
I think it's going to be 25, 30.
Could be.
I think it's
I
going
don't
to
know
be
about
25.
30. It could be 15 to 20. It depends, again, depending on how available the tickets are. But they will come.
Oh, yeah.
If they can get their hands on the tickets, they will be down here from Cincinnati.
If the Titans want, to me, that's the game that's going to tell us a whole lot about who and what the Tennessee Titans really are, to me. Because if they want the NFL to take them seriously, they're going to have to beat Cincinnati at some point. And, because they're still wearing that loss from a couple of years ago. And then Cincinnati beat them again last year. And so Joe Burrow is undefeated against them right now. They're going to have to beat them at some point.
Yep.
If they don't beat them, no matter what they do, people are going to say, well, they did that, and that's nice that they beat, Houston. But when they have to play real teams like Cincinnati, we saw when they played Cincinnati what happened. So, it's if they ever want to get any, real feeling about themselves, I think, and it's not just to prove to the NFL. I think at this point, they got to prove it to themselves that they can go beat these guys, go beat these upper echelon teams.
Yeah.
Because last year did not go well.
Must have been Tennessee Vanderbilt weekend, I guess, because I remember Vince Ferrari. We went to the game together. So we went the next day to the Bengals Titans, and that was the thing we remember is driving around just trying to navigate through things to get in there to park. It was brutal. Like, how many Cincinnati fans were everywhere?
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere.
What was a landmark win for them, that playoff win?
Yeah. Right.
First road playoff win in 30 years?
Yeah.
What are the 60 years or whatever, since the 1960s? They had never won a road playoff game in their entire history. The Bengals have been to 2 Super Bowls. They've never won a road playoff game until that game 2 years ago.
Thanks for bringing that up. Good memories. Thanks.
Yeah,
All right. We're wide open this first hour.
We keeps it real.
We're going to, we do. I'm just saying, man, that was scab. I thought healed, but no.
Still hurts,
I see some blood.
Just slap that on the shoulder. I'm like, yes.
We'll keep it open this hour. Continue the discussion. Talk with you. If you'd like to jump in and join the show, 615-844-5600 is our number and our text line. More of the McFarland Show here on Nashville Sports Radio.
There's a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience filled with family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 21st through the 24th for the induction of Fred McGriff and Scott Rowland as the class of 2023. Visit baseballhall.org today for the entire schedule. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
There are a lot of fun days in May. There's Cinco de Mayo. There's May the 4th be with you. There's No Socks Day. What? May all your days be winners this month with the all-new Instant Games. They feature top prizes up to $200,000 and are waiting for you at your nearest Tennessee Lottery retailer. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
The Tennessee Lottery congratulates this year's graduates from all the colleges and universities across the state. Your achievements set the stage for a brighter tomorrow. We're happy to have helped along the way by raising more than $6.8 billion for education and funding over $1.9 million scholarships and grants, including Hope Scholarships, Tennessee Promise, and much more. Visit DionLottery.com to see how our proceeds support successful futures.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson has 3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-413-3953. 800-413-3953. 800-413-3953. That's 800-413-3953.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Tennessee needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
It's the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Jim Wyatt
Sing it, Barry. Sing
asked
it. Sing
for
it.
my input. Looks like we made it.
Justin,
Are you kidding me?
you did it, man.
Jim Wyatt, I've been asking Jim Wyatt questions for years. This is the first time that Jim Wyatt has ever asked me a question.
The McFarland Show with Darren and Justin on Nashville Sports Radio WNSR.
Honest opinions, genuine conversations. The McFarland Show.
We're back here on this Friday afternoon, McFarland Show rolling along. Darren and Justin here with you. Strike and Spare Family Fun Center Studio. We're dry. We have a roof. The roof is closed. You can watch us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter and Twitch if you don't believe us. You know, you won't see any wetness here, which is good because this equipment doesn't need to be rained on, you know?
No, it doesn't.
It's just not a,
No,
not
it's
a
not
good
healthy
idea.
for it,
No, it's not. And the Titans won't get rained on starting in 2027.
No.
Yeah,
no.
at home.
No, they'll be in a nice brand new home that has a roof. And hopefully it'll be rain free.
By the way, speaking of them, we are hoping to have General Manager Rand Carthon join us sometime next week. So keep that in mind. Let's go to Nate. Nate is up first. Welcome in, Nate.
What's up, guys? I'm glad y'all aren't under a weather delay today.
Yeah, no. So far, so good.
So last night was a great sports night. I enjoyed watching most of the Carolina game. That was a great game.
Yep.
And then I flipped it to the Masked Singer, the quarterfinals. That was pretty cool.
The what?
Oh, but Singer.
Did you say the Masked Singer? Yeah, you did.
Okay. That's what I thought you said, but I'm like, what?
Well, as a proud employee of Fox 17, I have to say that's a wonderful choice, Nate, to watch the Masked Singer.
I was like, did he just say Masked Singer?
Yes, he did, and there's nothing wrong with that.
And that was your cue, Justin.
To
jump
watch
in there.
the Masked Singer. It's a wonderful program, Nate.
I did not watch the NFL schedule release last night, but apparently I missed some entertainment with the Titans. I saw it on Twitter this morning, and I've been hearing about it all day with the different shows.
Yeah, we were going to play it, but it's like I just don't think it really translates to. It's well done. They got it. They got out of it what they wanted. They've got millions and millions and millions of views, and so good on the Titans. But I just don't think the video translates to radio very well.
Do you think they were trying to do what the Bachelorettes did when the draft was here?
I think there was probably a little bit of that element maybe in play. Mm-hmm. Sure. That was a video that, obviously is still today. Remember we had Alex Doherty on, and he did a little spoof of that. I mean, even today we're still laughing at that whole video.
So I don't know that people around Nashville are using the right term when it comes to UC Saros and the lack of Vezina Trophy votes. They're saying he got snubbed. I don't think he got snubbed. He had a great season. They obviously dropped off a cliff at one point. But when you have Olmark with the number one team chasing a record, you're not going to beat that. Hellebuck is Hellebuck. And I can't
Sorokin. Sorokin.
Yes. I mean, it's Sorokin. And, he's not, like, worldly or anything. But, I mean, when you don't make the playoffs, when the NHL general managers do not give the award the attention it deserves, then, when if it's close, they're going to just look at the records and see if you got in the playoffs, and that's it. So,
I don't disagree with you, Nate. I actually think you're onto something that, it does. Look, I get it. We're all here. We watch UC Saros on a night in and night out basis. We're all biased. He's a tremendous goaltender, and we all know if he wasn't in net for a bulk of the season, this team would have never even been in contention down the stretch. We all know that. But it's kind of like the Heisman Trophy. Like, are you telling me that the ones that they invite to New York, like that's truly like that is always the best players in the country? No, it's the best players in the country on the best teams. And that's just, I didn't say it's right, Nate. I'm just saying I agree with your assessment, and I just know that that's how it works. Like, there's no way when you have an historical season like Boston, automatically their goaltender's going, right? Historical season.
Oh, yeah.
They're going. Hellebuck is there year in and year out, so there's no surprise there. Sorokin is obviously the one that, I that's the one I get it. You could be in question. You look at the numbers, but it is what it is. The Islanders were a playoff team, and the Predators weren't. And so I don't know why we keep being surprised. Just because that's just how they tend to work. If your team is good, you're probably going to get the edge. I didn't say this was fair, but I don't know why we keep acting like we're surprised when non-playoff, teams don't get players in on these awards.
And it's not like it's anything new. Unfortunately, until the voting proves otherwise, we're always just going to think that the GMs handed the ballot to a intern or something, or just went to look at the records of each team and see who the goalie is and then pick the top three. But, I mean, I'm not upset about it. I'm just not surprised. And I think part of it, too, is that some of these people, I don't want to say complaining, but they're a little too close to the team. Again, that's why I said I think we tend to be a little bit too close to the forest. We tend to be a little bit too biased. If I'm just being totally honest, again, I don't want to take anything away from UC Saros because he is spectacular. We know that. Oh, yeah.
But let me just tell you, if you were asking me who got the snub job, like I was shocked Jake Ottinger wasn't in there. Were you? Were you not surprised that Jake Ottinger? Like, if we want to take Sorokin out, I'm putting Jake Ottinger in there.
Yeah, I probably, yeah. It's just, and it sometimes just goes with who's got the name, too.
Which,
and
by the way, Jake Ottinger didn't get that kiss. The Dallas Stars were the number 2 seed in the Western Conference.
Yeah, and they're pretty good. It's not like they're just kind of like, okay, they're good. They're pretty good. So I don't know. I was just want to make sure I wasn't the only one thinking that snub probably isn't the right word.
Snubbed versus maybe slightly disrespected or not as valued. But, again, non-playoff team, lack of star power, probably lack of visibility. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into these awards. And if I was Soros, I wouldn't take it all that seriously. I mean, and I'm sure he doesn't. I mean, this is not at the end of the day, the winners of these things are the people who are really remembered. People don't remember who came in fourth in the MVP race in 2012.
I think what stinks about this whole conversation as we wrap this up is we know the award show is going to be here, and it would have been cool for him to be a part of that. Even, and he wasn't going to win it, but for him to at least be a part of it, a finalist in this town, right?
Yeah.
In the building where he plays.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
That's probably the thing that stinks for me.
Yeah, I actually didn't think about that. You're just so focused on the draft, I completely forgot about the award show coming. But that's a good point too. Well, y'all have a nice day, guys. Maybe y'all can go jet skiing down I-24 today.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it's nice down.
I brought the kayak.
Nice
it's on
weather
top
for
of
that.
top of the car. Thank you, Nate.
Yeah, nice weather for
Just
it.
in case.
Yeah, just in case.
We're trying to play a
know.
baseball game tournament tomorrow, but I don't see that. Doesn't look good.
Guys, I'll never forget that video, and Justin, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. When the flood happened and that modular home was floating down 24.
It wasn't a home.
It wasn't a modular home. It was at a school.
It was
Lancaster
at a school. Lighthouse.
Lighthouse Christian.
Lighthouse Christian School is one of their portables.
One of their portables.
Yeah, one of their portable
floating down the interstate.
Floating down I-24.
Just floating down 24. And I know because the wife and I were supposed to go to Jimmy Buffett that night at Bridgestone Arena, and we're like, we saw that on the news.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's 24. That's in Antioch. That's Bell Road area.
Well, that's floating to me.
That was the moment
that may end up in
knew.
our backyard.
Yes.
That was the moment we knew that this was not your normal flood.
Yeah, I was like,
is when we saw that.
I was like, hey, Lauren, I don't think we're going to Buffett tonight.
Nah.
And you guys are right. That was at the beginning. That was before it really, really got
That's
bad.
before
bad.
No, it's before we really knew
that
how
was
bad
the first
it was.
indication.
Sunday morning, and it's a credit to all the news outlets.
Yeah, I was there. I was out there in it. Sure.
Like the helicopter scenes changed everything. Like that, the view around Opry Mills and Opryland, just all over town.
And
Bellevue
Bellevue was all underwater. Yeah.
Yes, that just it was like. That was the whoa moment.
We probably should save this for the desert because I could spend the next hour.
You got stories, don't you?
Boy, things I could tell you.
You were
guys.
in the middle of it.
Absolutely.
We can revisit
for weeks.
Hey, the sports desert's coming. We can revisit.
I was out there in the middle of that for weeks, so we can get into that. We absolutely can.
Save it then. Save it. The sports desert is just around the corner.
I got stories now.
Let's go to Eric. Eric, you're up next. Welcome in.
Hey, guys, first of all, before I wanted to get to what I wanted to say, I just wanted to wish all the moms out there Happy Mother's Day this Sunday.
Without question.
Love, honor, respect, cherish your moms while they're still around. And I'm glad I had a good relationship with mine because you never know one day they may not be around, so hopefully you're on good terms with your mom. My mom passed away just after the New Year this year, so this is going to be my first Mother's Day without her. So
sorry, Eric.
So sorry, man.
Yeah. And a couple of things before I get to the tight schedule. First of all, guys, you probably already heard about this. I heard you talk about the new stadium earlier. WWE WrestleMania is already coming to Nashville in 2027. They've already got the deal set that they're coming out. I saw a report on that yesterday.
Eric, we had it right here on the show. See, people miss it. People miss it.
Yeah.
And Eric, I'm sorry to cut you off, my man, but I'm going to address this right here, and then I'm going to let you continue.
Okay.
News stations, including my own, we have reported this like, WrestleMania is coming, but Butch Spiriton said it here on our show first. He said it. before it got and so people are coming to tell us stuff that we were the ones that where it started from. And that's what I find hilarious. So I'm sure you've heard. Yes, we heard. Butch told us about it before he told anybody else.
Well, I apologize for that, Dan.
You good, man? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You got me. I mean, I definitely have heard. If I did hear it yesterday, then I probably wouldn't have said it. But that's the unfortunate thing. I didn't hear it yesterday, so that's my bad. So. But anyway, a couple things, and I'll get to the schedule. Also, I was going to talk about the NBA playoffs. I'm a big Philadelphia 76 fan, and I'm just so disgusted about what happened last night. And I don't want to rag on Doc Rivers, but now he's like 17-32 in closeout games. He's lost the last 8 straight. He's only won the championship once with Boston. And I really believe if he loses Sunday, not only is he gone, Harden's probably gone, Daryl Morey is possibly gone. They're going to definitely reconstruct this team because I feel bad for Joel Embiid. It'll be because last time they went to conference finals was back in 2001, and it's like, how can you blow this? I mean, the reason I thought 76 had a chance was, and I don't want to knock the coach Mazzulla, but of course, Ime Udoka, I believe he was still with the Celtics. I don't even know if it goes as far as it does because I think in the past when he's played like Philadelphia, he pretty much dominated them. Like I think a few years ago they beat them in the playoffs. I think it was either 4 straight or like 4 games to 1 or whatever it was. So. But we'll see what happens. And also, I think in Phoenix too.
Eric, how did you become a Sixers fan?
I've been a Sixers fan since the days of Dr. J. Julius Erving.
Okay. Me too. I mean, I'm just telling you, guilty as charged. In the '80s, while everybody was rooting for Lakers and Celtics, I was a Sixers fan.
Yeah. I was too, and I was so happy
Moses
when
Malone.
Moses Malone.
Andrew Toney.
Mark Ivoroni. Cheeks. Maurice Cheeks, Andrew Toney,
Earl the Twirl Curitan, Bobby Jones. Yeah, I remember those teams.
Bobby Jones, that's a good pull.
Clemon Johnson, Reggie Johnson, Franklin Edwards. I remember all those guys. Yeah, I definitely remember that team. But anyway, also, and real quick about the Phoenix Suns, I think they're in trouble too with Monty Williams and CP3. I think done. It's just hard to believe. Could you imagine Phoenix losing the last playoff games back to back? As bad as they lost them. 30 points last year and 25 this year.
Got run out of their building last night.
Yeah. And as far as the Titans schedule, then I'll get off, guys. I really look at their schedule, and you may disagree with me. I think they got a shot to win 8, maybe 9 games, but that may be being generous. But we'll see. But they got what I thought, which would be 2 primetime games. The only thing I kind of was surprised about, I didn't think they'd get any primetime games at home. But I really thought they might get like a 3 o'clock game or a late game, Sunday game. But I think all the games are noon. Now, depending on what happens, of course, with Jacksonville being the last game of the year, but I got a feeling that game's not going to matter. And also the games, I guess, I don't know about Thursday night games. I heard the Monday night games could definitely be flexed. So that Miami game might get flexed out depending on where the Titans are at. And guys, I'll tell you what.
Go ahead, Eric. Go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, the one thing, guys, as I told people this, I'm going to laugh my head off if the Jets don't live up to expectations. Somebody made a point which I wholeheartedly agree. If they still had Zach Wilson instead of Aaron Rodgers, they wouldn't be getting as many primetime games of schedule they got. Their schedule is front loaded. They could go 2-4 before the bye. And there's everybody compared to saying they're the same level as Kansas City, Cincinnati, and they're talking about Tom Brady. But you got to remember, Brady won 7 Super Bowls, and he left a rougher conference to go to the easy conference. It wasn't the other way around. I think the most the Jets will win is probably 9 or 10 games. I think they're going to take for the playoffs, but I'm not ready to say they're on the same level as the Chiefs and the Eagles, who, by the way, they play both those teams this year. I mean, their schedule's brutal as well as Buffalo and the Cowboys and all this type of stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see where they're at. And if this team does play up to expectation, the media in New York is way worse than Green Bay. They're going to be all over Aaron Rodgers and over this team if they don't live up to the hype that everybody's building up. Guys, y'all take care.
Eric,
we'll talk again
real
soon.
quick. I'll keep this very brief. I just want to tell you, because hopefully you can appreciate this story. I just told you the 80s. I was all over the Sixers, and it continued when Charles Barkley went there. I was when I was in college, man, I had Charles Barkley posters everywhere. Charles Barkley, Manute Bol. I mean, that whole Hersey Hawk is like that whole team.
And I still loved them when they had Allen Iverson. Even when the team was bad, I still support them.
See, I kind of had tailed off by this, but let me just say, I'm in college, and I'm in Lexington, and my roommate and I just were like, he knew how big of a Sixers fan I was, and Charles Barkley. They were playing the Pacers in Indianapolis. We just jumped in the car and we went there.
Yeah.
So we go to the Pacers 76ers game. College students, we had a blast. After the game, waiting around just to see if we can meet Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley does, interviews. I get a post-game interview on the court, comes over, and he was, hobnobbing with the fans, which, doesn't surprise anybody, right? I'm not kidding. I can't make this up. There's a big group of people, and he's signing autographs, and one of the Sixers attendants comes in and says, Mr. Barkley, you have a phone call. You got a phone call back in the room. And I don't know what came over me, Eric. I just blurted it out. I go, hey, Chuck, it's Domino's confirming your order. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said that.
What did he do?
He laughed. He gave me a high five and laughed his butt off and turned around and ran off into the room because I didn't know how he's going to take it. And I just blurted that out. That's a story I'll never, ever forget.
Yeah, well, one other quick thing you just reminded me of. My mother went to Philadelphia for a regular season game with the Sixers. I forget who they were playing. I think it may have been after Dr. J was gone, with Barkley stuff. She was there at merchandise stuff, brought me home a Philadelphia 76ers jacket from the 80s. I still have it hanging in my closet. Don't wear it that much because I'm afraid if I did wear it out in public, somebody might try and jack me for it. So, but it's still good. It's a real nice 76ers jacket from the 80s. It's still looks like it's brand new because I haven't worn it that much.
Awesome.
Guys, it's always good to talk to you. Y'all take care. We'll talk to you again soon.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that just gave you my time reference too, how old that was. I used a Domino's reference for pizza. That just tells you the error.
30 minutes or less.
All right, we'll come back. More of the McFarland Show next.
Legacy Concrete is on the air saluting the brave men and women of our U.S. military. Their tireless efforts each and every day shall never go unnoticed. This message is brought to you by Legacy Concrete, covering up to a 50-mile radius of Middle Tennessee with quality service and pride. For residential or commercial concrete projects and foundation repair, call today and ask about their military and first responders discount. 615-661-8373. That's 615-661-8373. Legacy Concrete. They're professionals who care.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh yeah, love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingaroner, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs, ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Today on Hey Culligan's Smart Home, Smarter Water Softener, here's Kevin.
Hey Culligan, can a smart water softener lift those heavy salt bags for me?
Kevin, it can.
Wait, it can?
Yep, the smart high-efficiency water softener from Culligan can alert your dealer when the salt needs to be replaced, and they'll do it for you, so your water stays soft and you stay away from lifting the bags.
I mean, I could lift them if I wanted.
No judgment here, Kevin. We're happy to do it, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Jim Rome is here weekdays 11 to 2 on Nashville Sports Radio, WNSR.
Give the show a couple of weeks. You're not going to like it. Nobody likes this show the first time they heard it. My wife hated the show. I married her. Give it 2 weeks. If after 2 weeks you can honestly say to me, you know what? I listened every day for 2 weeks, and the truth is, I hate you more now than I did the first day. Then I'm going to be man enough to say to you, you know what? You probably aren't that smart.
Jim Rome, 11 to 2 on Nashville's original sports radio, WNSR.
Five-state forecast.
Your exclusive national sports radio, WNSR Sky Scan forecast. Today's going to be variably cloudy with widespread showers and a spot to thunderstorm, the high 82. Mostly cloudy tonight, stray shower thunderstorm early. Showers likely, maybe a thunderstorm overnight, the low 66. Showers and a thunderstorm Saturday. Utilizing the resources of the WeatherBug Network on National Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's meteorologist, Jim Rinaldi.
Sports Radio, WNSR.
Text the Strike and Spare studio now at 615-844-5600. You're listening to The McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Thank you, big voice guys. 615-844-5600 is how you get in touch with the show on this rainy Friday. You brought up I brought up Domino's Pizza, what I said to Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
And then you brought up the 30 minutes or less.
Oh, yeah.
There's probably a lot more people that know that reference than you thought. Because you said during the break, well, I think because one, Domino's is still around.
They are.
Have you ever watched the show The Food That Built America?
Yes, I have
They've
seen
done
some of that.
The Pizza Wars.
I did not see that one.
It's excellent.
Okay.
Like it tells you like how all that was hatched and how all that played out, like stuff that we knew about it, but we didn't follow the news.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah.
And then you see the fallout and all the accidents and drivers getting, just the insurance nightmare that it became.
Yeah.
And
Trying to get that pizza there in 30 minutes
and
or
that's
less.
why it eventually went away.
Yeah.
I don't know if people know that or not, but anyway.
Oh, yeah. There's no 30-minute guarantee anymore.
No. That went away a long time ago. Let's go to Tony. Tony, you're up next. Welcome in.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Hey, Tony.
As y'all speak of food, I am riding home currently as we speak with wife and I are having some barbecue tonight. And
All right.
got it in the passenger seat beside me.
Nice.
So looking forward to that. It's and the smell right now is killing me, be honest with you.
Just crack the window. Just crack the window and just let the aroma.
But it's raining.
And it's okay. At least he won't be driving in just crazy.
We're going to have a little barbecue watching them Commodores and Gators tango tonight, which starts at 4:30, actually.
Yeah,
Pretty
thank you.
early.
Thank you, Tony, for that programming note. 4:15 pregame, 4:30 first pitch here on these airwaves.
And looking forward, Darren, it's going to be a big series. It's right there in Vandy's hands. It's right in front of them. We've got Florida this weekend and Arkansas next weekend. So it's right there. They hold the key to their own destiny for regular season title or not. So it's going to be fun how this all plays out. So we'll be there. Guys, talking about the Titans schedule, I think, we've talked a lot about the makeup of the team and how it's going to look and what we expect and the projections at the quarterback and certain positions. The schedule itself, I think it rents itself to 8 or 9 wins. I think it's a favorable schedule. I think it's a situation where, they go south about 5 times on it, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 6. Their only real cold weather game I see, depending on when it is going to be Pittsburgh. I know they play over there in London, but I just think weather-wise and the way the makeup of the schedule, their toughest non-conference, non-divisional opponent to me is Cincinnati, and they're at home. Do y'all agree with this assessment?
By the way, the Steelers game in early November could get dicey. That Thursday night game against the Steelers.
Could be all right.
Could. I mean, it's early November, like November 2nd. So
could be 30-something, could be 50-something.
And it could be 20-something.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just but you're right. It could be. You just don't know. I don't know. I think their first 6 games are going to really dictate, in my opinion, Tony, how the season's going to go. I don't think it's easy at all. You start off in New Orleans against the Saints and Derek Carr era. Then you come home and you host the Chargers. Then you go to Cleveland and face the Browns. Then you come home and you face the Bengals. Then you go to Indianapolis and take on the Colts. And then, oh, by the way, you go to London and take on the Ravens. That's their first 6 games. And I don't know how you two feel, but I'll just tell you how I feel about it. I kind of feel like the best case scenario right now is 3-3 in that schedule.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a 500 schedule, and that's okay. If they're 500 through 6 games.
But it could be worse. I'm saying that's
division,
the best.
I think it's just fine.
I'd be stunned if they're 4-2 or better. I think it's set up for, if they're lucky, it'll be 3-3. They'll take 3-3.
Just win these division games. That's what's important. If they get to 3-3 and one of those wins is Indianapolis, then that's a win. Then you're fine. Then you're doing okay. But if you're 3-3 and you catch that L to Indianapolis, that's not good. Not good at all.
Justin, I'm thinking like you are right there with, especially with the Jags. I think that could be. I think you've got to split with them and split with the Colts. I think that's the keys, and I don't know where Houston's going to be this year, but I don't see them being the factor that the Colts and
well, Tony, real quick, and we're really out of time. But Tony, I've just got to ask you, why would Houston be a non-factor with their rookie quarterback, and the Colts would be a factor with their rookie quarterback?
Tradition.
Okay, fair enough.
That's all I'm going to say on. And y'all made a point here one day, and I know we're about out of time, about why Bud Adams would both. I'll always think Bud Adams took Vince Young so the Houston Texans couldn't get Vince Young to play in Texas. I'll always believe that pick. And I think they might have done that on some other picks too. But who knows? Something to talk about another day. Guys, have a great, safe weekend.
Thank you. You too, Tony. We'll step away for the final time in the first hour. Come back and wrap it up next.
Hello, this is Philip Cox from Strike and Spare Family Entertainment. Are you looking for new and exciting things to do with the family during the spring and summer months? Thanks to Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers, you don't have to look any further. Sign up today for Kids Bowl Free, a summer pass starting in May where kids 15 and under receive 2 free games of bowling every day. You can also purchase a family pass that allows you to join the fun as well. Visit any of the 5 local Strike and Spare locations in Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Donaldson, Hermitage, and Tusculum to register, or just visit kidsbowlfree.com/Strike and Spare. Strike and Spare, where fun is bowling.
Greg Pogue back once again to tell you about Bongo Java, Nashville's oldest and most celebrated coffee company, located in the Omni Nashville Hotel. Bongo Java's expert baristas take pride in their trade, serving up fresh, locally roasted coffee, classic handcrafted espresso drinks, and fresh baked goods all day long. Start your day with an American or cold brew, or for a taste of Music City, grab a West End latte flavored with local honey and cinnamon. A Breakfast Club biscuit or an everything all-at-once sandwich will fill you up and let you focus on your day. Bongo Java also has you covered for lunch with tasty deli sandwiches served on fresh-baked ciabatta bread like the I'll Have What She's Having or the Godfather. Bongo Java, open 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Enjoy a fresh cup of Bongo Java in the heart of Music City. Bongo Java is the Nashville way to start the day. Bongo Java in the Omni Nashville Hotel, downtown 5th Avenue, Music City.
Breaking news.
Tax refund shock is everywhere, but what is it?
My tax refund shrank.
Mine too. The culprit? Pandemic-related stimulus payments and tax credits expiring. In this reporter's opinion, you need a tax expert.
Hey guys, Jackson Hewitt guarantees your biggest refund.
And tax prep is 50% off? Going there now.
50% off is a limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey Culligan, I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that'll bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your visit today at baseballhall.org.
The Atlanta Braves are back, and this 2023 team is ready for another epic season.
1-1 pitch. There's a deep drive to left center field.
This thing is clear for takeoff. Back-to-back home runs, Ozuna and Riley.
Catch the 2023 Atlanta Braves right here on Music City's home for Braves baseball. WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio. Welcome back to the Strike and Spare Studios. You're listening to The McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
We'll catch up with Bill Keene to begin the second hour. A lot of stuff going on in the college football world, believe it or not. There's always stuff going on.
Sure.
Bill talks for 3 hours every morning.
Yeah.
About the sport and the goings-on in college football. So we'll do that because we haven't talked to Bill in a while, and the schedule for the first year of the 12-team playoffs is out for 2024.
Very cool.
We'll get into that. We'll get into all the gambling scandals going on and how are schools going to handle this, because it's not going to be the last, right?
No.
This is going to be something that I hope we don't become numb to it, but it is something that's not going to be.
It's going in that direction.
Away.
It's going in that direction.
That we just get numb to it.
Yeah, we're just going to get numb to it. That, it's just going to keep happening. Go, well, there's another bunch that's going to get suspended. They'll bring up the next, crew and keep it moving. Or, that program will have to go away for a little while. Then they'll relaunch it and we'll be fine. Because it's going to be here. Now, there's been some whispers about federal, legislation. And really, that's more the NIL tip, not so much the gambling thing. But there's been some whispers now about federal legislation to try and regulate the name, image, and likeness thing. But we're a long way from getting that done because it's got to go through a lot before. But there's a group of people up there working on it.
I'll tell you something else I'm going to ask Bill about. You know what else is going away?
What's that?
Those COVID-free years. They're going away.
Yeah.
And so how does that change the portal?
Well, less 25-year-olds in the portal.
Well, we know that. Yeah. Less older guys, that's for sure.
Yeah, we'll go back to the normal.
But I don't know. I want to hear his answer. Like, how much does that change? That it's been going on for years.
Yeah.
So that's about to go. I think is it end this year, right?
For what?
Like you cannot. There's no more COVID years given out.
Yeah, that's it. We're done.
Yeah. How will that affect things moving forward? So we got a lot to get into with Bill starting the second hour. Don't forget Vandy baseball tonight. Down in Gainesville, Florida, they'll take on the Gators. It's coming up shortly. As soon as we sign off at 4 o'clock, 15 minutes later, pregame will begin. First pitch at 4:30. But we're coming back with hour number 2 of the McFarland Show, and we're doing that next.
ABC News, I'm Em Nguyen. Guilty on all accounts, Lori Vallow Daybell, the Idaho mother convicted of killing 2 of her children as part of a doomsday plot.
In closing arguments, prosecutors said they had laid out their case and Lori Vallow Daybell committed murder and conspiracy, they said, for money, power, and sex, to take life insurance and Social Security money.
Does a good mom abandon her children in the ground and go marry a recent widower? No.
The grandfather of the 2 murdered children saying outside of court,
hopefully we have a fair, righteous verdict.
Alex Stone, ABC News.
Former Marine Daniel Penny appeared in court today charged with second-degree manslaughter for the chokehold death of homeless subway rider Jordan Neely earlier this month. Neely's family says he suffered from mental health issues. The threat of tornadoes for the upper plains today, that after severe storms tore through parts of the south last night. And this is ABC News.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, Call Select Quote at 1-800-330-1991. That's 1-800-330-1991. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-330-1991. Select Quote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Today on Hey Culligan's Smart Home, Smarter Water Softener, here's Kevin.
Hey Culligan, can a smart water softener lift those heavy salt bags for me?
Kevin, it can.
Wait, it can?
Yep, the smart high-efficiency water softener from Culligan can alert your dealer when the salt needs to be replaced, and they'll do it for you, so your water stays soft and you stay away from lifting the bags.
I mean, I could lift them if I wanted.
No judgment here, Kevin. We're happy to do it, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Listen, you can't handle the truth. It's about to go off. Live from the WNSR Strike and Spare studios.
Just a bit outside.
Now back to the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Show me the money!
Call now at 615-844-5600.
Oh, righty there.
Now the McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
Second hour, McFarland Show here on this Friday afternoon. Rolling right along. Darren and Justin here, Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. 615-844-5600 is how you get in touch with us. That is our phone line and our text line. You can watch the show on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
We're everywhere.
We are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The Marlins, by the way, before we bring in our buddy Bill Keene, are expected to start their number one prospect tonight, Yuri Perez. He makes his season debut. He was born in 2003.
Okay. So real number one.
Which happens to be the year the Marlins won the World Series.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Thank you for that reminder.
Sorry.
Appreciate that.
Well, you remind me of things.
I do.
Of wounds.
And that happens. That's going to happen in life.
You bring up scarring. You revisit scar tissue.
Yeah. That, it's part of life.
When you bring up the Cubs.
Nobody's unscathed. Everybody's had to suffer a little bit. So, it's part of the sports journey.
Starting at 6 o'clock every morning during the week, you can hear our next guest. Bill Keene joins us 6 to 9 a.m. here on these airwaves. Bill, how we doing?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
I'm doing great, other than, it's rainy and crappy outside. But other than that, we're fine. And we're nice and warm and dry in here. I want to know from you, though. I want to start with kind of an odd question, but I am curious to see how it plays out. No more COVID years. They're not handing it out like Halloween candy anymore. So that stuff's going away. How much do you think that will change, or will it change the transfer portal?
Oh, I don't think that has much to do with it. We did learn this last time it wasn't nearly as active. That 15-day window, we thought it would be a little more crazy. And other than Tyler Buckner, there was really not, Michigan State quarterback too, there really wasn't a quarterback that was recognizable. We thought they'd be more active than that, maybe at Georgia. Somebody's going to get aced out at Georgia. Not only that, but they're probably going to get the number one ranked player in the class of 24, which is Dominic Rayola's son, who's a quarterback. So we thought one of those would leave. And then with Tyler Buckner at Alabama, we thought that Jalen Milroe would leave. And that did not happen. But, no, I don't think the COVID freebie has anything to do with the future, meaning changing the stampede rate of the freebie, the free pass.
What else I've read, and also talking to people, Bill, that there's a lot of grad transfers, right? They they get their degree, and then they go into the portal. Are you a little surprised by that?
Well, the transfer freebie is separate, and it was in place years before. Now, not a lot of years, but probably 5 years before.
Yeah.
The freebie. So that's actually totally different, and you actually now get two, because you get one before you graduate that's free, and then you earn one if you graduate and you still have eligibility left. The first one was a good idea. I don't like the second one, the one with still crazy now, even though it's good for radio. But no. The grad transfer one has been in place, not again, a long time. And that actually is one I agree with, because you're rewarding somebody for doing what the original intent is, and that's get your degree.
Yeah.
So here's the gift. I like that one. That was a very rare, brilliant, good idea by the NCAA. There's not many of them.
No, that is very true. And I agree with you on it. I like it too. It's a good rule. I guess I'm just surprised in my conversations and things I've read. I didn't realize there were so many people. You've spent all this time at one place and you actually accomplished what you went there to do, and then you're jumping in a transfer portal and you're going somewhere else. I guess I didn't realize how many kids were actually doing that.
Now, you're talking about still the grad transfer?
Yeah.
And that's not really even a portal. You don't because you don't need anybody's approval, really.
Yeah, true.
You just do it.
Yeah.
So it's not the same item. It's in essence a transfer, though, that's free. But that's the only common denominator. Now, you got to think about this, though. If you're really good, you're not taking a grad transfer because you're going to go get paid. You're playing Sundays, right? There's no reason to be hanging around looking for crumbs and some NIL money your fifth or sixth year. So it's a kind of a special guy. It's probably not a guy who's going to come in and be a superstar that late in his career.
Yeah. The first look at, and it came out, we haven't talked to you since the schedule came out for the 2024, the first year that we're going to have the 12 teams. And it's going to begin that first round on campus, which I have always said, going back to, 15, 20 years ago, all the years we used to talk about, playoffs in college football. And I said I would always start off the first round, but I always did an 8 team, not 12. My model was 8. And I said I would still do the first round of home games and then do it from there. But then that's what they're going to do. I mean, the first round is going to be home games on campus, and then the quarterfinals, will kick off in their rotation. What were your thoughts on when the schedule came out? Did you have anything? I mean, obviously it's going to go longer. I think the championship game is now going to be on January 20th. But what did you make of it?
Really nothing. The only thing we didn't know was what bowl locations got what games, and then the championship games, who would win out the bidding on those, which turned out to be Atlanta and Miami Gardens. We did not know that. But the format we knew. We've known that for probably 2 years, even before the Pac-12 and the ACC and the Big Ten they never admitted, but they stopped faking that alliance thing that really never was even a thing, right? We already knew what the business model looked like, and it was the top 4 conference winners that are ranked, seeded 1 through 4, and then 5 through 12, and the first round teams that have to play because they're not seeded 1 through 4 get a home game if you're one of the higher seeds. We already knew that. The only thing we didn't know was the locations, and that's been done. And the other thing we still don't know is what the media agreement's going to be, because as of right now, with one more year left, ESPN has been the sole owner of the media rights of the playoffs. That's not going to be the case. They are going to bid that out to ESPN. Fox can have a piece of it. NBC can have a piece of it. CBS can have a piece of it. That's what the Big Ten did with their new media agreement, and that's why it's the biggest one out there. It's a monster, and they're going to do the same thing with the playoffs, and ESPN will not be exclusive. We do not know any of that yet, though. That's the one thing we don't have an awareness of. And the number is going to be astronomical, but we don't know it.
Yeah. We had Butch Spiriton on the other day, and he said that the bowl format, when we get to this point, is about to change. There's going to be a lot of bowls that are not going to survive. And I'm just paraphrasing what he said. I'd have to play the clip. One, let's just start there. Do you agree with that assessment?
Well, yeah, I don't know if the number is going to be big, but yeah, I think some are going to just because everything. If you think about it, the Bowls have been hurt some because of a 4-team playoff. Because everything is about the playoff, right?
Yes.
At the end of the day, and now that we're expanding times 3, I think it's going to worsen some of the smaller bowls. Now, a lot of bowls will still survive, but some of the smaller ones, the fledgling ones, probably won't make it. But I tell you, I got to say this. They play these bowls, and ESPN sponsors these bowls or, has the rights to them because they make money. And some of them might not make a fortune of money, but it still makes money. So I wouldn't be so quick to, not that he said this, but the demise of the Bulls, I don't think that's coming.
Justin, is that what he said? Again, paraphrasing what Butch said. I don't want to misspeak on that.
Butch was saying essentially, Bill, that because of the 12-team playoffs, there won't be enough marquee teams available to participate in some of these bowls to the point to where they can make money. So therefore, some of them will have to go away.
Yeah, I mean, I think so, but I don't think it'll be many. Some might randomly go away just due to money, anyways. If it's that busy, you got to remember, guys, we've done nothing but keep adding bowl games.
Mm-hmm.
We've yet to stop this whole thing about there's too many bowls. We've yet to stop adding bowls. Now, again, some will die. I will agree with that part, but I don't think it's going to be something that's going to be a talking piece for us. I don't think it's going to be that important.
How do you think the players, because, also the new trend, and it's a trend that's been going on for, and you help me out with, I think Christian McCaffrey was like the first one to probably really get this ball rolling down the hill. But anybody who's not in the playoffs, anybody who's got star power and thinks they're going to be drafted on Sunday, they're just walking away and they're like, yeah, I'm not playing in the fill in the blank bowl. Like I'm out. How much do you think that affects this conversation if that trend just continues to grow with players who aren't in this 12-team playoff?
It will continue, but the list of players that are that good to not play in that game because of preservation and the money I'm going to make is really not a big list. Now, it looks profound because all these names we know, right? We watch them play. You're not playing in the bowl game. It's not important. The big money is when you get drafted and when you're playing on Sunday. So it's still not going to be some massive list that is some kind of record breaker. But that trend of not playing will continue. And guys, we're probably going to have a situation, and it won't be many, but we'll have a situation in the playoffs where the superstar might not play.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I don't know that it would be the star quarterback, but I could see that happening. Last year, there was a debate about Ohio State's, and it turned out the best receiver was Marvin Harrison Jr., but Jackson Smith-Njigba got hurt early.
Mm-hmm.
And he tried to come back a couple of times, never was right. And that guy's for sure, as we know, first rounder. And there was it got a little chippy there down the stretch late in the regular season when he announced, I'm not playing. A lot of people saying, you could have played. You were ready. That was borderline. We can never prove it, but I think we'll see. I could see a diva receiver not playing if he's going to be very highly rated. Now, again, I'm not saying 9 out of 10 would do it, but I could see 1 out of 5 maybe doing it.
Bill, one more thing about the bowl situation. Butch also seemed to indicate, and it's my mistake. I was under the impression, Bill, that the college football playoff games would be folded into some of the existing bowl games. Butch seemed to indicate that the polar opposite was going to happen. Butch seemed to say, or not seemed to say, Butch did say, that if the college football playoff were to come here, it would not be the Music City Bowl. There would be a Music City Bowl, and then next day or 2 weeks from that day, a separate college football playoff game.
True, Now, it depends on which bowl we're talking about, right? And there's only X number of games, but it doesn't have to exclude your original place as a bowl entity. That is true. Now, how that works, guys, exactly how that's going to work in the future. I mean, we're not going to play 2 Rose Bowls, I don't think, right? I mean, so it just depends.
But you could play 2 games in Pasadena, but they won't be both the Rose Bowl.
I mean, I wouldn't think so. Here's another irony. Georgia, which has a chance to three-peat, which it's basically impossible to two-peat. They just did that.
Mm-hmm.
With a chance to three-peat, hadn't happened since the 1930s. I think Minnesota did it or something way – I think before the SEC was even formed, this happened. You realize if they win it this year and three-peat, they would be basically the host of the four-peat because it's in Atlanta.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. All right. There was a lot of NFL talk, Bill. Obviously, the draft has taken place. Some people from FCS schools, I've heard, were fairly disappointed because a lot of FCS players were not drafted this year. As a matter of fact, there were a lot of players from Power 5 schools that didn't get a lot of playing time that were drafted ahead of some of the FCS superstars or players of the year and things of that nature. And I just wondered, has the thinking shifted? And I know you're a college football guy in particular, but you know, there seems to have been a shift in the way that some of the professional scouts think about the FCS. And I just wonder, have you heard anything of that nature or picked up on anything like that would indicate that the FCS is not taken nearly as seriously as they once were?
Maybe the transfer portal has something to do with it. Now, let me explain. It may not be what you think I'm suggesting here, but think about these guys in the portal, Jared Verse, who played at some school up east. And guys, he'd have been a top 10 pick this year, and he's back at Florida State. He came from a tiny school, a school about the size of a thimble. And so here's the description. You got a guy who's 6'4", 190 as a high school senior.
Okay.
And he plays defensive end. He's just way too light.
Yeah, but say you can't do that, yeah.
Right. So he goes to a junior college or a prep school, and 2 years later he's 6'4.5", 270. And he runs a 4.6, and he eats glass for breakfast, and he's definitely a first-round pick, right? That's the kind of guy that we're talking about. And those guys used to be, you wouldn't get them in the portal. They wouldn't leave. They didn't want to sit out a year.
Yeah.
Now that's happening all the time. You'll get a corner who's a lockdown corner at a tiny school who's better than FCS corners. Things like that happen, and that's probably – and now you get to evaluate them even better because they go to a higher-ranked school, and they're playing against better receivers.
Okay. So it's almost purposeful that these guys are making the move to put themselves in better positions here. It's no more just about playing time. Sometimes it's just about how you're perceived or how you're seen or the competition that you play.
No question. And guys, receivers are a dime a dozen, but a lot of times you look at the superstar or maybe the really good player, maybe not superstar. There'll be guys on smaller levels who are 6'1", 182, right? And can run just like you and given the chance better than you. And so you'll see that a lot at wide receiver. You'll see it at a little bit at corner. You'll see it with defensive linemen all the time. Defensive linemen, like we've talked about, are nuggets of gold. They're very hard to find. And you can find raw players who can dominate if given the right opportunity. And that's what you're seeing right now.
All right, Bill, last question for me, and that is about what happened at Colorado with Deion Sanders. And I'm trying very hard, Bill, not to get sucked in to the Deion Sanders, vortex over there because there's always something going on. There's always some smoke and some news and something happened. But I do have a question in this regard. There were, no question, a number of players who left the program after the spring game. That can't be good. You got players leaving like this after the spring game. I thought the spring game was an opportunity to solidify what you've got going into the fall. That's what I thought the spring game was. And the fact that you've got massive transfers, a couple of dozen transfers after the spring game, I don't know how that's healthy for the program. Like, what is that what I'm seeing, or is there something else I'm missing here?
I think the number is from last year's 1-11 team, 71 are gone.
Yeah.
And they had 84 on scholarship. Now, just think about that. I mean,
yeah.
Now, again, Deion's probably calling them a bunch of losers, and there's a reason. Now, the receiver in the spring game who dominated, he's gone. He transferred the next day, right, or announced the next day, and but he's at Auburn. I mean, there's some really good players out there. Now, here's the thing. I don't know that I'm worried about Deion yet, because this purge was expected, maybe not to the tune of 90% of your team, but the purge was predicted in front of the team. He's been very open about it. Now, if this is the case 2 or 3 years from now, it is a horrible problem, because you can't just keep running that many people off your roster. There's no way to maintain any level of competitiveness when there's that much turnover. If this is just a one-time crazy thing, fine. Now, the other thing I'm worried about, and I'm a Deion fan, so I've apologized for him to the naysayers during this whole thing. But Deion, as we know, and probably rightfully so, has a massive ego. So I can imagine, even if you are a guy that he knows can play, and he would like to have you, if you go in that office and suggest, I think Deion's going to tell you, get the bleep out of here.
Yeah.
Go. And that, you got to be careful there. You got to, because you're not going in his office and telling him what you need, right?
Well,
that ain't happening.
The other thing about that is, they're playing Oregon and Stanford now, and they're not playing Holy Cross next week. They've got Stanford and USC on the schedule this time, so you just may want to be careful about who you send out the door. That's all I'm saying.
Their opener is TCU, and I think that line's moved like 10 points just the last 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Bill, appreciate it. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Bill.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Bill Keene starting at 6 o'clock every morning here on these airwaves.
I'm sorry.
6 to 9. We'll come back. We'll head down to Murfreesboro. Michigan is going to join the show. Does he have a prediction? Does he have something to give out to the people or to us? I'm listening. We'll talk to him next here on the McFarland Show, Nashville Sports Radio.
Do you ever feel like gambling is causing financial strain or hurting your relationships? The Gambling Clinic has been helping people who want to change their gambling habits for over 2 decades. With physical clinics and remote online appointments, we're here to help you make informed decisions about your gambling so it doesn't lead to a bigger problem. Visit us at thegamblingclinic.com so we can work together to help you win your life back. This project is funded by the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
Mother's Day is the day we take care of those who take care of us. And this Mother's Day, let Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel treat your Music City mom. Make your reservations today to pamper your mother with the finest brunch in Nashville. The highest quality food in the warmest and most welcoming environment promises a Mother's Day to be remembered. The Kitchen Notes menu satisfies any craving. From the applewood smoked bacon and citrus poached shrimp to the indulgent red velvet bubble waffle. And of course, there's the famous Kitchen Notes Grand Biscuits table and the carving station serving up herb roasted tenderloin. There's something for everyone at the Kitchen Notes Mother's Day brunch. Reserve your table today at opentable.com. For more information, log on to the Omni Nashville Hotel website or give them a call at 615-782-5300. Moms are the best and they deserve the best. Mother's Day brunch at Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-649-0142. 800-649-0142. 800-649-0142. That's 800-649-0142.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the TSSAA and the Tennessee Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Sports fans, listen to Youth Connect on Monday nights at 6 and hear me, Seagull Boys basketball coach Matt Rigsby and Darren McFarland.
Hey, listen to Youth Connect on Monday nights from 6 until 7 o'clock as we highlight high-level trainers, coaches, and players in and around Middle Tennessee. Give us a call at 615-844-5600. We live video stream all of our shows on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
And hear me, Seagull Boys basketball coach Matt Rigsby.
And hear me, Darren McFarland, live on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
Give us a call, 615-844-5600. The McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
All right, it's time. It's time to bring in our man Michigan from Murfreesboro. I mean, it has become a real anticipated call here on the McFarland Show because he just comes with just a goodie bag, and it's usually a prediction that now has people calling in going, why isn't Michigan called in to brag about the Kraken beating Colorado? I mean, it's now become awareness here on the show.
Money with Michigan.
Where is he? Has he called in to brag yet? Let's go down to Murfreesboro. Michigan, what's up?
What's up, guys? Run DMC, my favorite people. I don't brag much, if ever. I do now feel some sense of pride or maybe obligation to help people line their pockets. I forgot the name of the guy, the News Channel 5 sports guy. Help me out, guys. That was
Steve Lehman.
Steve Lehman. Yeah.
Yeah, Steve. Thank you. He seemed real interested, so I'm gonna give you a little something that anybody can take out there. And
wait a minute, are you giving? Hold on. Hold on. Are you giving out a gift? Because I'm going to grab my pen.
I'm giving out some gifts.
Okay.
You
got the winner of steeplechase tomorrow, Michigan. Is that what you got?
No, I don't.
No, you don't have that.
There's a reason I didn't call in last week before the Kentucky Derby, guys. No. I don't do horse racing. That is way too random for my blood.
Okay.
All right.
But I'm going to give something out tonight in mine and Darren's. Well, my favorite sport. It might be Darren's. I'm not sure. The National Hockey League. I'm gonna get some winners tonight. I'm gonna tell you where my head's at. I think Florida finishes things off tonight. In Toronto.
That would be so Toronto,
really
wouldn't it? Oh man.
That would be trademark Florida. But if you really want to, have a little bit of fun, there's this thing called the parlay. It's works out for me sometimes. You put some things together, and they work out very well. So if you take Florida and you add it to, hear me out, Vegas winning Game 5 at home without Alex Pietrangelo, you can get yourself a nice piece of business there. Real nice piece of business. Now, the second half of that's the part you're going to have to sweat out. Not having Pietrangelo is a big loss for Vegas, especially in the back end. But I don't know, guys. I've been up and down all over the place with the National Hockey League playoffs. Darren, I remember, I think you said you had Boston and
Edmonton.
Carolina?
I had
Boston and
Edmonton.
Boston
and Carolina in the Eastern Conference Finals. I have the sheet to prove it. I have Dallas and Edmonton in the Western Conference Final.
So I had Carolina, Edmonton in the Stanley Cup Final, which I said on these airwaves. That's still in play.
Yep,
it's still possible. I'm very concerned about some of the younger goalies. We saw Kira Schmid. I think did the best he could for Jersey, but Carolina just figured out how to get to him. A little bit worried about Stuart Skinner. I was worried about the Knights because they're on like their seventh goalie at this point. I mean, they started the year with Thompson and Leonard, and neither of those guys are anywhere to be found right now. It's Brassard, Aiden Hill, and Jonathan Quick's somewhere, shining up his goalie glove in the event that he's needed. So you put those two together, you do something really nice. That might work out for you this evening. The thing I did really want to call in and talk about is the Tennessee Titans.
Are these, Michigan, real quick, are these money line? Is this a money line parlay? Florida and Vegas money line?
Money line, yeah.
Okay,
yep,
gotcha.
Money line.
All right.
You're picking winners.
Okay.
So I'm going, I've already got a ticket out there for it. It's Florida and Vegas, both to win. If you do that, I think it's in about the plus 400 range.
Okay.
So that's not bad odds at all. Now, what I really want to talk about is the Tennessee Titans. First of all, whoever runs the social media account, hat tip, no notes, just perfect. Excellent work yesterday with that schedule release video that I know is circulated everywhere. I saw Jim Wyatt and a lot of people
it's everywhere.
that have covered the Titans over the years shared it. That's just excellent work by whoever that person is.
It's got like 16 million views.
Oh, yeah, it's the best. Even the Falcons, who got owned in it, just changed their Twitter handle to the Red Stallions.
Just run with it. Just go with it. Don't even fight against it.
Don't even fight it. Just go with it. The thing I did want to talk about is the following, and this will go back to free money with Michigan. If you're so inclined to visit your legal sports book of choice here in the state of Tennessee, the Tennessee Titans to win the AFC South this year are currently plus 380. Jaguars are the betting favorite at minus 175. I've looked up and down that schedule, guys, and this is really easy to do in May. I know, believe me. I've taken lots of arrows the last day and a half about the Lions leading off in Arrowhead. I don't think they'll cover the 6.5, by the way, if you want my thoughts there. I believe that the Tennessee Titans have a very, very good chance to win this division at 9-8 or 10-7. I really do. I'm a big believer in contract year muscles. We're seeing that in baseball right now with the third baseman of the Blue Jays, Matt Chapman, who is about to absolutely get the bag if you're not watching baseball. Is having the best season of his career coming out of Oakland. Same thing kind of happening in Atlanta with Sean Murphy, but he got paid already. Tannehill, whether we want to discuss it or not, is a free agent. He's not an old man. I don't think he's going to retire, regardless of whether he plays past the 23-24 season in Nashville or if he plays somewhere else. If he plays well, even above average, he's going to get the bag. And I don't know that it's going to be from this team. And I'm a big believer in contract year muscles. I'm very interested in what you guys have to say. I'm going to listen offline. I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you,
Talk
Michigan.
To you next time.
You too, man.
Thank you,
Wow.
Michigan.
He was bringing it today.
Yeah, boy.
By the way, I did check. I did not see that they had changed their Twitter account.
Yes.
I mean, it's at Atlanta Falcons, but the handle is Red Stallions.
Red Stallions, or whatever she did. Yeah. Row.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Well, they have RAR. They have RAWR. RAR.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
They are.
Look, it's worked whenever another NFL team has messed around with their social media and changed things to go along with your video.
Yeah. You just have to go with it at that point.
Yeah.
Like there's no getting around it. So I'm checking it out. Here we go. 21.9 million views on Twitter alone.
So 22 million views.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kudos.
There's,
kudos to the Titans.
There's 330 million people in the United States of America. Just to put a number on that. 22 million people watched this. There's 330 million people in the country.
Well, there could have been, people in London watching. They're an NFL market.
I guess so.
Maybe in Germany, they're an NFL market now.
Well, they're going to get a good opportunity to cheer for the Boston Bobcats.
So he says Florida Panthers, Vegas Golden Knights tonight. Hook them up in a parlay, money line. He said about plus 400.
Boy.
Wonder what I'm doing during the break.
Going to make a phone
call.
call.
He also said, well, you don't have to make a phone call.
Log in.
You just get on your phone.
Yeah.
That's the beauty. You
hit the button now.
You don't have to call Anthony anymore.
Okay.
Tony, you don't have to call Tony.
I don't have to call him. Okay.
No, you can just get your phone and put it in.
No 702 numbers.
No.
Okay.
No Jack Price, I'm going to bury your man. You have to listen to that recording. No. I'm going to bury your man. I've got the lock of the century.
Oh, yeah. Stone Cold.
Call me tonight. This one is a guarantee.
Stone Cold.
He said Titans to win the division.
He said there's a good chance.
He said plus 380, I think is the number he threw out.
Yeah.
There. It's pretty good odds.
Yeah. Well, now is the time. If you feel that courage of your convictions about your favorite football team, now is the time. Before anybody gets hurt, before, the intel starts flowing into, whomever, and the line starts moving around. If you feel like you got something special and you want to do that, this is the time to do it.
I feel like the first half of their schedule is top heavy and it's hard. I believe it loosens up tremendously in the second half of the schedule.
You know what else they have here? Just like the Cowboys game last year, they've got a game against an NFC team late in the year that may or may not mean anything, and that's Seattle. They've got a game against Seattle. Here.
That's Christmas Eve.
Just like the Cowboys game last year that may or may not mean anything in the grand scheme. That was their one, and that was the game they rested everybody because it was just like, well, winning this game doesn't really do us any good. Losing this game doesn't hurt us. So why are we, giving the max effort here? And it may be the case with Seattle there as well, that they may decide to, lighten up a little bit there towards the back end of the schedule.
Yeah, who knows what Seattle will be?
No idea.
Who knows?
Seattle's a complete mystery. We think they'll probably be all right, but, listen, somebody is going to be, 17, or what is the number now, 14-3, and then somebody's going to be 3-14.
Like the teams we look at today, there are more chances that one of them.
Yeah.
One of them is not going to be who you thought they were, right?
Well, yes.
To quote Dennis Green, they are who without, but somebody's going to be not what you thought they were.
Somebody's going to be abysmal. Somebody's going to be 3-14.
Be bad,
and I don't know who that is.
Good?
Do you honestly know who the 3-14 team is this year? I don't.
Well, I'm just saying. Also, you may look at the Falcons and be like, that's the Falcons here. That's a W. Well, we don't know.
We don't
really know what the Falcons are going to be like. No. I suspect. Yes, that's a game.
You don't know what the Falcons are going to be. You don't know what Tampa's going to be.
The Bucs down in Tampa.
You're
clue. Like, could they beat the Bucs down there? Sure. But we don't know that.
No.
What are the Steelers in Pittsburgh? I don't know. I don't know. Steelers traditionally are good, but I don't know with Kenny Pickett full-time what they're really going to be.
All you can do with the Steelers and say is they've been above 500 for the last 15 years. So they'll probably be above 500, if history is any indicator. But there's no guarantee there.
Here's what I feel comfortable about. This is what I do feel good about. I feel good just because history shows us. History. We have history on our side. It's not just an opinion. I believe the Panthers are going to be lousy. I believe, and you'll see if you get my theme here, I believe the Texans are going to be lousy, and I believe the Colts are going to be lousy.
Yeah.
And the theme is, you know what it is.
Yeah, they all have
They're starting rookie
quarterbacks.
And tradition shows us, history tells us, starting rookie quarterbacks from day one, jump through the first season, they're going to take lumps.
There's a few rare exceptions.
But they're going to take lumps.
Yeah.
They're not going to be
Occasionally,
very
you'll get
good.
the Dan Marino, the Ben Roethlisberger, type of but normally, not really.
It's just going to be growing pains.
Yeah.
It just is. So luckily for them, that's 5 games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Colts,
no, it is.
Texans, and Panthers, that's 5 games with rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah. They're going to get a chance to go after in a big way with hopefully a healthy pass rush this year, which is something they hadn't had, in last year especially. So, and again, I'm curious about who the worst – somebody's going to get the overall first pick in the draft next year. Somebody's going to be 3-14. And I don't know who that's going to be. It could be Arizona. It could be Tampa.
Yeah.
It could be Atlanta.
Could be.
It could be the Jets. It could – one of these teams are going to be a dumpster fire. And we have no idea. So
it's a good point. I mean –
because we always think about who's going to be good. No, the other question is who's going to be bad. Somebody's going to be bad.
Yeah.
Are the Packers going to be bad?
Well, they don't play the Packers.
I know they don't. But I'm just saying, like, that somebody is not going to.
I'm saying somebody on their schedule is not going to be.
Well, that's true.
Right? That's what you have to look at. Like, somebody on their schedule, you're looking at today and going,
well, they seem tough, but you don't know what they. You don't know.
You don't know. Right.
One person gets hurt, the whole year goes awry.
Yep.
They start trading people. Think about the Bears. No one thought the Bears were going to be great last year, but we didn't think the Bears were going to be 3-14. Like Justin Fields, no one thought 3-14 last year, but they got a couple of guys got hurt. They decided to start trading some guys, and it was over.
Well, to Michigan's point, why I do like his thought process of the Titans to win the division. All it takes is a Trevor Lawrence injury.
Oh yeah,
and the division
wide open all over again.
No, it's not even wide open. It's there for the taking. Just go on and take it.
Yeah.
If Trevor Lawrence gets hurt, and I'm not even saying season ending, I'm saying what if he misses a month?
Yeah.
It is there.
Yeah.
Go get it.
You just go get it and get in the playoffs, see what happens.
Go get it. Because you have faith that the Jags are going to be all right without Trevor Lawrence?
No.
Not really. I don't. I'd say they'll be falling on hard times.
Yeah.
All right, we'll step away. We'll come back. More of the McFarland Show here on this Friday, Nashville Sports Radio.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $16. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Today is the day. Today is the day you empty your garage and closets of your old tech. Today is the day you hang up on that dial-up modem. Today is the day you tell that old GPS to get lost. Because while Staples recycles old tech for free each and every day, today, during Staples' free Tech Take-Back, Rewards members get $10 in Staples Rewards when they recycle their tech. Cut the cord on your old tech and recycle it at Staples. N617. Limit 1 reward per month. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/recycling for details.
With 13 locations nationally, including Smyrna, Star Leasing Company is a semi-trailer one-stop shop and the perfect place to build a career as a semi-trailer mechanic. Seeking candidates with all levels of experience, Star Leasing Company has a semi-trailer technician trainee program with sign-on and quarterly bonuses and other opportunities such as $1,000 for having a yearly physical. The package also includes 401k with company match, health, dental, and vision insurance, competitive pay with weekly paychecks, and paid holidays and time off. Star Leasing Company, not your typical semi-trailer leasing company. Visit starleasing.com to learn more.
Post-COVID travel is on a surge. Many of you are traveling for fun because you've been locked up for 2 years. Listen, whether you're traveling for fun to Italy, Greece, Spain, France, or somewhere else fun in the world, or USA, now is a great time to book before the crowds hit and save. Plus, with a strong U.S. dollar, you'll get more travel bang for your buck. Right now is a smart time to make your reservations and call low-cost airlines. With one phone call, you can let us do all the work for free. We'll shop hundreds of airlines, hotels, resorts, and give you a way to save huge money on your vacation plans. And if you call right now, we'll give you a free hotel room with a qualified travel purchase. So call right now.
800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. That's 800-704-1662.
Music City will be rocking June 23rd through the 25th with a different sound. The sound of NASCAR.
Start your engine!
The Ally 400 is back at Nashville Superspeedway, and this year, it's a night race. NASCAR in Nashville. It's guitars and fast cars under the lights. Visit NashvilleSuperspeedway.com to get your tickets for the Triple Header Weekend, including the Ally 400, Tennessee Lottery 250, and the Rackley Roofing 200 today.
This is the Greg Pogue and John Burton Show.
It's Miss Amy now for everybody, right?
Apparently it's Miss Amy.
It's Miss Amy, Miss Amy.
I call her AAS.
I call her owner. And then
the boss.
You know what she is? She's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Damn, bro. She's a gangster.
She knows what
she's a gangster.
She knows what she's doing.
Yep.
Greg Pogue and News Channel 5's John Burton, WNSR. Nashville Sports Radio.
Text the Strike and Spare studio now at 615-844-5600. You're listening to The McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Sports Radio 560 WNSR. We are Nashville Sports Radio. Of course, this is the McFarland Show, here with you every weekday afternoon, 2 to 4. We've been talking a whole lot today about the Tennessee Titans and their schedule. Just released yesterday, the Titans will open up against the New Orleans Saints coming up here. By the way, before the regular season game, there's going to be preseason games as well. The Titans are going to be opening up their preseason in Chicago, taking on the Bears, even though the exact date for that has not quite been released yet. That'll come out here eventually. While we get some time here, and of course, we always welcome your phone calls at 844-5600. That's 615-844-5600. Adam, if we can we go ahead and hear from Rand Carthen? He is the Titans general manager. He spoke last night and had a few things to say about the team's schedule. Here is the new GM.
I think this is going to be a competitive schedule. I mean, you look at the teams that we're playing. They're either teams that, our division opponents obviously are what they are, and the AFC South is going to be, a tough climb for us this year. But you look at the other teams, they're teams that are either on the upswing or teams that have become established. So it'll be a good test for us to see where we are, because you have to plan your Saturday and then plan your Sunday and sometimes your Thursday and sometimes your Monday. So it's now everybody, not only here in this building.
Getting ready there. Everybody there in the building, getting set and making their schedule here. The Titans did end up with, there technically is 3
I would say
national televised games, but in reality it's 2. But, it's I understand, though.
It is, but it does kind of, I guess it does count the way I look at it, because you're a standalone.
Yeah, but you know how it goes with you. I don't know about you. This is my experience. Sometimes with the London games, I forget they're even on. So I wake up Sunday morning.
You're right.
And then you turn on, and they're in the third quarter. You go, that's right. I forgot about the London game. And so does that really? It doesn't feel the same.
But you won't have that feeling on October 15th.
No. You'll be focused in
That's
on
what
that
I'm saying.
one.
So we'll know.
But from the national perspective, though, you feel like I've missed most of the game now because I forgot it was even on.
I follow ratings closely. I always have. I've always been fascinated by ratings. I don't know what the London ratings have been like. I know they ultimately they don't care.
I don't know either,
mean,
but
they
I could
do.
find out.
You know what I mean? They do, but they don't. Like, the games are all sold out. They sell out quick. It doesn't matter who they put over there. They sell out.
Oh, yeah.
It's, it's a market that's important to the NFL. It's very clear.
Mm-hmm.
They want to look, if you want to expand. I don't know how much more you can expand in the States, how much more you can expand in North America. If you truly want to go global, this is the stuff you have to do.
Yeah.
This is what, and we've talked about this just recently on the show, because of, ironically, when Butch Spearman came on, we talked about WrestleMania. You asked a very appropriate question. Is this deal with the new ownership group?
Yeah.
Which is the UFC.
Yes.
And Dana White. That's how they built, that's how the UFC, for people who don't know the history on it, I'm going to butcher their name. Fertitta brothers. They used to own the Sacramento Kings. Okay. They were they had casinos in Vegas, obviously deep pockets, very, very wealthy. Dana White convinced them to buy the Ultimate Fighting Championship. They bought it for, listen to this price tag, $2 million. That's with an M. $2 million. It's worth like $2 billion today. It may be worth more than that.
Yeah.
I just would say, not really being a savvy business person, but it's a pretty good investment, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's worked out for him.
You buy it for $2 million, it's worth billions now.
Yeah.
But part of growing that brand was what? They went global. It wasn't about just, yes, they were trying to grow it here in the States and in North America, but the next thing you know, they're fighting in Ireland. The next thing you know, they're fighting in Dubai.
Yep.
The next thing you know, they're fighting in South America. The next thing they're global. It is then they're in Australia. They're all over the world.
Yeah.
Now you have a product that has interest all over the world. And I don't know really ultimately what is the plan of the National Football League. I know we hear a lot of stuff. Can you really have teams that literally are over there? I don't know. Logistically and travel-wise and schedule-wise, that's a lot. I mean, they now have to give you the week off. I get it because the travel's real. I guess that's what they want to ultimately do. I don't know how you can ultimately do that. Or maybe you just keep plopping games in those, it's London and Germany this year, then is it going to be somewhere else? So maybe you just keep plopping games.
Yeah.
They just did one in Mexico City.
Yeah.
That was a huge hit, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it the Cowboys game?
Yes.
So maybe they just continue to do it, but that's how you continue to grow your brand.
Yeah.
And just get bigger and bigger and bigger. But going back to I think that's a standalone game. I count it.
It is a standalone game, but is it I guess people are saying, is it a prime game? Not a prime game, not Amazon Prime. Like, is it a prime time game? Or,
because it starts at 8:30 in the morning.
Because it starts at 8:30 in the morning instead of, 7 p.m. at night with all the fanfare and the theme songs and everything else that comes along with one of those games, with the overview of the city from high above and the booming and a welcome in to Music City, USA, and all that stuff. You don't get that with the London game. It feels almost like an exhibition game in a way.
Although it counts.
It does. Oh, it counts for real.
We'll step away for the final time. Don't forget, Vandy baseball pregame begins at 4:15. First pitch down in Gainesville against the Gators at 4:30. Everything can be heard right here on these airwaves. We'll be back.
Hello, this is Philip Cox from Strike and Spare Family Entertainment. Are you looking for new and exciting things to do with the family during the spring and summer months? Thanks to Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers, you don't have to look any further. Sign up today for Kids Bowl Free, a summer pass starting in May where kids 15 and under receive 2 free games of bowling every day. You can also purchase a family pass that allows you to join the fun as well. Visit any of the 5 local Strike and Spare locations in Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Donaldson, Hermitage, and Tusculum to register, or just visit kidsbowlfree.com/Strike and Spare. Strike and Spare, where fun is bowling.
Located at 5410 Murfreesboro Road in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers is one-stop shopping for all your liquor, beer, and wine needs and has been a multiple winner annually in the Best of Rutherford County voting for Best Liquor Store and Top Wine Shop. Featuring the lowest prices, the best customer service with unsurpassed knowledge, City Slickers offers the largest craft beer selection in Rutherford and southeastern Davidson counties and has beer on tap at its Growler filling station. City Slickers also sells mixers, sodas, snacks, tobacco products, and the Tennessee Lottery, and can place special orders and assist with all your events and even wedding planning. Make sure you follow City Slickers on all their social media or just give them a call at 615-280-7469. That's 615-280-7469. Located in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson has 3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-413-3953. 800-413-3953. 800-413-3953. That's 800-413-3953.
There's a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience filled with family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 21st through the 24th for the induction of Fred McGriff and Scott Rowland as the class of 2023. Visit baseballhall.org today for the entire schedule. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
It's a Bill King Show.
If Nick coached another 7-8 years,
I would not be shocked at all. I wouldn't be. Now, I'm not predicting it because I don't think you can predict that kind of thing. We don't know that. If he coached to 80, I would not be flabbergasted.
Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on Sports Radio 560 on 95.9 FM.
The McFarland Show, broadcasting live in Rutherford County on 107.9 FM.
Michigan called in from Murfreesboro. If you did not hear, he gave out the Florida Panthers to finish off the Maple Leafs tonight in Toronto. Wouldn't that be so Toronto? They go down to Sunrise, keep the series alive, and win Game 5, and then come back home and lose, or was it game four? Game 4. Yeah, that's right. They were going to get swept. Game 4, and then come back home and lose Game 5. But this is Michigan's track record on this show is perfect.
Yeah,
just saying.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. So he's saying the Florida Panthers tonight. Also, he thinks Vegas is going to beat Edmonton, even with their key injury.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're feeling really frisky, go on and parlay them together. Florida and Vegas, a little money line. If you want to increase your, try to increase your bankroll. So there you go. Just want to pass that along. We appreciate when he calls in and gives winners, man.
Yeah,
he's been doing a good job of it. We'll see if this works out. A couple games we've been talking about the schedule because we're going to kind of wrap up schedule talk.
Yeah,
but I was just looking overall league wide. You've got the Bills at the Bengals in Week 9. That'll be the Sunday night game. That'll be a big one.
Boy, the Buffalo Bills got a lot to prove.
We think that'll be a big one. This goes back to our previous conversation.
Buffalo Bills got a lot to prove.
And by the way, will DeMar Hamlin be playing in that game?
It would seem.
Yeah.
He's making plans to.
Yeah, no, I know, but will he?
Yeah.
That's crazy, right? Crazy to think
Mm-hmm.
after that Monday night game last year. Then you've got Eagles at the Chiefs, of course, a little rematch of the Super Bowl in Week 11 on Monday Night Football in Kansas City. That'll be a good one.
Mm-hmm. Should be a little people amped up for that a little bit there in KC. It's a lot. There's always intriguing matchups every year, and big time games, and it's exciting to think about. But this is the part of the year I can't stand because now there's no football. And we just got to talk about it.
So you got your juices flowing, and you're like, oh, yeah, we have to wait till September.
We're 90-something days away from these games. And so the next 3 months are filled with, well, what if this? And what if that kid from Cincinnati turns out to be a star? And maybe then they can compete. It's like, what?
By the way, Bills at Jets to begin the season. That's an interesting one. That's the Monday night game.
Yeah.
There'll be some intrigue about that.
Yeah.
Just to see what Rodgers looks like in a Jets uniform. And it'll be a home game for them.
He'll be wearing green.
Yeah, he'll be wearing green. Good. You can't get that analysis anywhere else, folks. Have a great weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all those wonderful mothers out there. We'll talk to you Monday at 2 o'clock. We'll see you then.